There we go. Hello, everyone. Today, I'm a little worked up. Just a little bit, okay? I was just scrolling on YouTube and I came across a video, or a short rather, with an interviewer asking an African born in Nigeria, what do he think about hood dudes? So he goes on this whole, this whole rant about them not having emotional intelligence, and there's no excuse for why they can't make it if he came from a third world country. You know, the same old bullshit they be spewing around. These agents that I really believe these videos that be popping up, I'm telling y'all, these is government agents that put together these videos to keep these narratives going. I don't even believe at this point in time that these are even real people having real opinions. You know what I mean? Because when I'm out here in this world, I see people getting along and people looking out for one another. I don't see none of this hateful rhetoric and just all this craziness. You know, this propaganda towards black people. You know, I just don't see that when I'm out in the real world. You know, so when I come across these videos of these black people pretending to be the spokesman for black people, and them just constantly having an opinion on us and, shame on us, and, just doing the quote unquote Uncle Tom role of things, constantly just highlighting us in just a nasty, negative, bad way, So I was inspired by that video pretty much. And I just wanted to come on here and let you guys know, because I had a revelation a couple of weeks ago maybe, that I realized, this whole question of why black Americans can't come together, why we don't have any communities, where is our unity, right? So the Lord revealed to me that there are some altars, some old, historic, long-standing altars that exist here in America that need to be destroyed. So the things that we see within our community are projections, evil projections coming from evil altars that have been in place, I don't know how long. I would presume since, our ancestors got kidnapped and was brought here, There's visible ones that we can see. There's tons of statues around that you will see. I remember seeing a statue one time. Someone showed it. I didn't see it in real life, and I believe it's in Washington, D.C. But I think they have like a white man with like two black people on a collar, like these was his slaves, and he was holding, like, it's an actual statue. And I seen a couple other things that, like, that stuff that's like that. These are those old altars that need to come down. These are the things that are still standing, that are still affecting our generations and our communities right now. That's just something on a visible level that, we are able to see. These monuments, those statues, they hold power. Statues are not just merely statues. They hold an essence and an energy and a presence, okay? And how do I know this? I know this because I had, well, number one, you always hear about these things. You hear about voodoo dolls and stuff like that, how they could walk and do stuff like that. There's videos online where they'll show you these voodoo dolls walking and stuff like that. But, some people say, oh, I don't believe in that. That's they doing some kind of magic trick. You know what I mean? But I've actually had the opportunity to experience spirit exhibiting, living in an object. Okay. And that's how when you read these ancient texts, or you go to these ancient worlds, they worship stones. Like, okay, matter of fact, right now, going on in Mecca right now, they are worshiping the Kaaba. I don't know. I don't want to say worship because I don't want to disrespect their religion or anything like that. But I know they got a black stone there that's called the Kaaba. And they do a ceremony and a ritual, and I forget what it's called, but y'all know what I'm talking about, where they go there. Because there is power or entity that resides within objects. It's real, okay? And then you have like the pyramids, the Sphinx, and all, and what you got, Stonehenge, all of these these things all over the world, the eight wonders of the world and stuff like that. And then you have stones, which people around the world, they worship stones and trees because these things have entities, non-physical, well, they're physical, non-physical beings who inhibit them and have an essence. Okay, now if this is hard for you to conceive, just think about, wearing gold or wearing crystals, right? You wearing it because it has an energy signature. It has an essence to it, right? The pyramids are powerful with all those drawings that are on them, right? There's something alive that is inside of them. So let me tell you a story real quick. So I had this cat statue, right? And at that time, I was working with the goddess Bastet, okay? And it was like something to put on the altar for her, a nice decoration supposed to represent her and so forth and so on. So I took the altar down because I was doing some traveling. And I remember after my travels, I kind of was trying to get light and get rid of some stuff. So I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to get rid of some stuff, because actually I was going to erect a new altar too, right? I was going to erect a new altar, and I went to go throw this cat away. And I remember when I was trying to throw it away, I could feel it was so heavy. It was heavy. It was something, it was somebody in there. It was heavy. I could not throw it. When I threw it away, it was heavy on me to throw it away. And then it's like, I knew something was in it. I can't find the words to try to explain what I'm trying to say, but I knew that something was in it. And she was like, pretty much, bitch, don't you throw me away. You know what I mean? But I did it anyway, due to my ignorance at the time. Pretty much a novice, a newbie in spirituality and stuff like that, just trying all different types of things and things working for me, but not really where I needed to be in my spirituality to know that I shouldn't have thrown that away. Okay. So I say that to say we have these statues that's still all throughout the northeast of America, and mostly in the northeast, in the south, the southeast, they're still erected, and them things got to come down. Until them things come down, we gonna be still singing the same song about why we can't come together and why we ain't got nothing. I'm telling you. So those are just the visible things that we see. Okay, I know for certain too. Okay, because I came up under heavy attack this past year. Okay, and one reason being that I came to find out is there's something called territorial spirits. Okay, I was living in the South. Now, me being who I am, right, these spirits did not want me on these lands. Now you got to remember, in the land that I was in, it was a whole bunch of fighting and wars there. It was Confederate territory pretty much, and that's where the Civil Wars, took place on. And they got tons of Confederate cemeteries over there and everything. So I had these disincarnate Confederate spirits attacking me while I was sleeping, okay? They wanted me out of that land, okay? And not only was I coming under attack from them, but there's also, people, which I come to find out, white folks, they really heavy into the occult. Like, that's what they do. This is how come we in the position we in right now, because of the spells that they casted against us. These are magical people from a magical land. Europe is a magical place. These are magical people. All these movies that you see them making with all this magic in it, that is truly a part of their history and who they are. You understand? These people who are writing laws that hold, all these governors and parliament people, all these people that's making these rules and stuff like that, these people is magical and they hold power. You better believe it. This is why you in what you in, is because you don't know who they are. And they are true spellcasters. So, We got that going on with them using a pen constantly to write laws that block you out of everything. Okay? So as long as they're doing that, we're gonna still be talking about this unity and this one day of hope and this one day of a promised land. So what we need to start doing is start writing our own laws, right? On paper. All you gotta do, there's magic to pen and paper, and they know that. That's why they're the ones writing laws, and you follow them, okay? So you need to start writing your own constitutions, okay? And using some form of the elements to back them, empower them. Even just your spoken word, the heka. After you write it, you speak it, okay? And when we start to do these things on a collective, on a collective scale, when we're doing this together, it would be great if we can all come together and do this thing together. It's power in numbers and coming together and doing these things. But being that we are where we are right now, if we could just have this knowledge of knowing that this is something that we need to do, and that becomes our main focus, and that's what we do on a consistent basis, then we can change things from right where we are, okay? Right from your room, you can change the world. Yes, we can. Okay, so it's going to be important for you now to become the legislator and start writing laws and asking God to back them and watch what happens. Okay, this has to be done consistently. We have to ask God to tear down all those altars, the seen ones and the unseen ones, to destroy them and to silence all of those evil old spirits that are in the land that do not want change to come to the land and don't want for our nation to move forward with us leaving this history behind. Now, this is black people and white people alike. You know what I mean? It's time for both of us on both ends of the spectrum to put things behind if we are to move forward as a nation and really begin to embrace and love this land that is given to us, you know, this great American soil that we're on. We got to let the past be the past. You understand? Don't mean that we need to forget, but we need to move past it, because it's truly in the past now. We have power to change things, and there's good people in our country who want to make sure that every citizen is living their best life, you know? So we have people from all different races that are with us, that stand with us, and that are backing us and will pray for us and will do declarations with us for them altars to come down, for them old folks who are still in the legislative bodies writing these evil laws to constantly keep us down, right? These hold on, I done lost my thought. Work with me, y'all. Hold on. Like I said, there are people who want to see these things destroyed as well. So we have to put pen to pad, right? Use our mouth to speak these declarations. We also need to tap in with God, because that's the ultimate power that's going to allow us to see these things come to pass, see these altars be destroyed, okay? And seeing us come together. So it's hidden altars, there's these territorial spirits, and then there's these what do you call it, these covens of people. Now, this is something I want to speak on too. Now, recently within the conscious community, right, there was a whole roundup. A whole bunch of them got taken out. Nature Boy, who else? Polite, what's the other one? Rashad Jamal. They all done went to jail, right? Okay. Now, these brothers be starting off real good, right? And this ain't the first time this done happened. But these brothers be starting off so good and so powerful, but something happens, we see a change in them, and then those of us with eyes to see, we can see that shit about to go bad, you know? even while they still smiling and they still going on. I could see that shit getting ready to get real crazy for them, and you know they about to lose their power. Now, you may be looking at this and say, hey, they deserve to go to jail. They did this, they did that, and so forth and so on. But let me tell you what's going on out here. We have spies, psychic spies, that spy in on the black community, the black conscious people, and those of us who are here to make changes, the chosen ones, whatever you may want to call us, that see things and we want to make a change and want to see things change. I'm talking about us. There are people who, they are assigned to you, okay? And they are watching you, okay? Just like, think about it. I found out that the American government, right? You think that we just got a military that, you know, works overseas somewhere. No, their greatest war they know is on this land. So they spend a great amount of resources targeting individuals right here, people like you and me who can see what's going on and want to change the way things is. That's where most of the spies that they got is right here in our own land. So you might turn over and look to the left or the right of yourself while you're in your car, and believe me, that person sitting next to you is a spy. Now, you can believe me or not believe me. I'm telling you, they are more concerned with what they would call the what's the word they call a homegrown terrorist, if I could say that word. Hopefully my video don't get taken down for that. But they are more concerned with people like that. So that's where the resources are being spent, right here. So when we see these brothers just getting round up like that, don't just say, oh, that's good for them, they was a rapist, they did this, they did that. You got these what do you call them? Like I said, these psychic witches, or these psychic witches, and then these ones that send things towards them. They can hijack their brains. As you've seen, oh yeah, forgot about him, young Pharaoh. He was on it, right? But then all of a sudden you start to see him deteriorate. They can hijack the brain. This is the level of magic and power that these folks is dealing with, okay? This is what they're working with. So don't underestimate them a bit. They run the world, okay? That's how strong their power is. They run the world. So make sure you understand that first, okay? So when you see these brothers just deteriorate like that, and you start seeing them do foolish shit, and then you start condemning them for the things that they are doing, you have to know. I'm telling you what I know. Something was sent to them to attack their minds. And then you just see them start to deteriorate and start doing stupid shit. And then that gives the onlooker a reason to justify when they get locked up. Oh, because they was doing this, and that. No, these niggas started with some real power and a real movement and a real message. But they did not have the knowledge of what them folks can do and will do. Okay? So we in a time where if you are the chosen and you are called to speak up and you are called to change, then you need to be aware of the powers. I like what this prophetess online, her name is, I believe, man, I can't think of it. I think it's like Prophet Jovi Zane or something like that. But I like her. She calls them the powers that were. I don't want to say the powers that be, because remember, words have power, and we want to consistently speak power. They have spoken spells over our lives and have destroyed our communities and our families. So remember, this is power. The powers that were, okay? You better not ever underestimate them, okay? At all. And what lengths they will go to retain power and to always stomp on you and keep you under their feet, okay? Know that. Let's see. What else do I want to say? So we got territorial spirits, these Confederate soldiers that done passed away that's still in the land, that don't want us to be happy in the land, and they recognize you and they know who you is and they know you came with something. They'll try to attack you in your sleep. So you got to stay prayed up. You got to stay with your high vibrational music, your protection music while you sleeping. You know, you got to stay right out here at all times. And I say the best thing, really, like this the most valuable thing that you got is this mouth. Prayer, fire prayer, warfare prayer. Okay, you got to go to war with these things every day, because every day you have to know that you're on the battlefield. I don't care if it was a good day, because I say all the time, today is a good day. This is the day that the Lord has made for me. I shall rejoice and be glad in it. However, no matter that I'm happy to be at war, okay? But I know that I'm at war. I ain't confused about that. I ain't confused. So, though you smiling and things are good, you still stay on your knees, okay? You still stay in that prayer posture all day, every day. Pray without ceasing, okay? You have to, because this enemy is relentless and they don't stop. They don't stop. They work around the clock, okay? So you got to be on your shit, okay? So another thing, okay? One thing that I truly believe, and I don't want to state it as a factual thing as of yet, because I don't know that I've truly gotten confirmation, but I believe this. I remember watching a documentary, and I remember seeing that over in Egypt, they had cut off all the noses of the pharaohs, and I believe of the Sphinx as well, right? And now that's supposed to be tied. They're supposed to be connected to the black race, and they have intermingled their DNA with us. So we are like their children, right? And we're their descendants. So if this is so, when they cut off those noses on those pharaohs, what they're doing is they're cutting off your life, your breath, right? So when they did that to them, they essentially are doing that to you. So until those noses are restored in those temples over there, and that land is restored, us over here, we still gonna be talking about this unity thing and not being able to come together. We need that life. We need breath. That's life. We need that to be restored. The temple must be restored. And the temples are over there. Those are where the monuments are. Those statues that I told you hold power. So until those temples are restored, the essence of those extraterrestrial beings who we are descendants of, they can't reside in them because they're not worthy to be resided in. You know, they're not well maintained and taken care of. Who wants to live in an abandoned, broke down, dusty house? The Holy Spirits ain't coming up in there. You know what I mean? So I know we're over here, but there's things that we can do. We can start speaking things into existence. I remember saying, like, okay, when I realized that was the case, I started speaking on. Then I started seeing articles online stating that there was people that was in that land that were restoring these temples. So never underestimate, what you can just do by speaking things. What you can't do physically, somebody else can do physically. Okay, so our job is just to constantly use this here to decree and declare things, and then watch the people who are in those places change things around. The people that's in the legislative branches will start writing the laws that we actually wrote down on paper and that we declared with our mouths. People in that land will begin to rebuild those temples that we know need rebuilding for our restoration over here. Okay, so let's see. I said territorial spirits is our problem. The statues. So we talked about restoration of the statues, and what else? Also us. Okay, hold on. The biggest thing is us doing the work on us. So those of us who have the knowledge, we must begin to pass it on, so we can start breaking these generational curses and cycles that we stuck in of all of this destruction of the family, and this separateness, and this lack of community, this lack of love and care for one another. It's going to take us online, and every time we in our communities, it's going to take us being in our communities and being leaders in our community and stepping up to the call. Honestly, it's one thing to be online, right? It's great, because like I said, if you can't be there, then so be it. Someone else will be there. So we have to speak for all the leaders who are in those communities or territories where our people are residing, because we can't even call them communities. Most of our people living in, Section 8 homes. So once you lose it or you leave, you out of that land, and now you just a straggler of the earth. You a vagabond pretty much. Wherever there's housing is where you pretty much go. So we need the leaders in those territories to speak up and pass on the knowledge to the next generation and to everyone. Some of the elders don't have the knowledge and wisdom. I mean, we got to touch everybody. We got to just start stepping up and doing our part online and actually in the field and in the streets and in these communities. That's what we have to do. We got to get our babies before it's too late. Because that's where it starts. It starts from when you're young. It starts there. So we just have to use this to get their attentions and begin to change things. So us as leaders being held accountable for the whole of us. If the whole of us is messed up, then that means you as an individual is messed up. Until all of us is okay and all of us is righteous, and when I say righteous, I mean upright. We are in our righteous position, in our right standing, in our right minds. Until that happens, then ain't none of us truly whole. So we got work to do. But I wanted to just bring that bit of wisdom and knowledge forth, because that's something that I think a lot of people might be unaware of, that there is actual physical and non-physical things attacking us. Evil in high places that back these altars that want to see us destroyed. So prayer, and destruction of altars. You're going to have to learn how to really be a prayer warrior. And I'm telling you, with this thing right here, we can take this shit down, okay? Everybody that watches this video throughout 2024 and beyond, okay? If this is what you were called to do, and you know that you want to see your people in a better position now and moving into the future and the rest of the eternity of time here on this earth, then we must start activating this throat chakra, this mouth chakra, and just start, okay, getting busy and sitting back and watching things change and turn, okay? Because literally that's really what a lot of us just need to do. We have strong heckers, and we just need to start literally sending fire towards all of those altars and taking them down. They got to come down. So every day, let that be in your prayers, part of your prayers, and the prayer to destroy all evil altars working against me and my future generations. Yeah. I cast down, I send fire, I send floods, I send earthquakes to every altar that is holding me and my people down. They must come down now. They must come down now. Now. They got to come down, okay? They got to come down. And you visualize them coming down. You visualize them coming down as you speak, or separately, okay? So just be aware of these psychic spies that are out here, that they remote view you. They do. They remote view. So they know those of us who's rising, they could see you, You think you hidden, as I thought I was hidden and I was incognito, but no, the more knowledge that you get, the more light that you radiate. And these people and beings and these magical people, they can see you, and these spirits from high places, like they recognize you and they see you, and they want to snuff your light out. So know every day, take your life serious. Know that every day, there's something out there that wants to snuff your light out. They want to still kill and destroy you. That's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Okay? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. So every day you go to war with those forces that seek to destroy you. And remember to never cease. Because it's all about endurance, right? who can endure to the end. And one thing I can guarantee you, endurance for sure is a war tactic, okay? I have outlasted a many of enemies. And I believe in the end that was my strong point, my ability to outlast, my ability to overcome, my ability to keep moving forward and to keep my foot on their necks. Okay? So no matter in this battle, no matter how strong the enemy may look, no matter how much of the onslaught of the attacks come, you ain't dead. You still got your mouth, you still got your breath. Increase your spirit to the fact where it refuses death. Life is the only option. Your spirit need to be at that point where death ain't even an option. You rebuke and you resist death. So this way, that gives you the ability to have life and to overtake every enemy and to see every enemy in this lifetime, not next lifetime, in this lifetime, buried. Every enemy must be buried. Every enemy must be destroyed. Every enemy must meet their fate. We are victors. We are warriors, okay? We roar and we soar, baby. All day, every day, okay? So that's a little something I want to leave y'all with. I'm new to making videos, but the Lord wants me to start making them. I'm not perfect. I ain't wrote nothing down, so bear with me if I seem scattered and all over the place. But I got something to say. So stay with me, and I guess the more that I make these videos, the better I'll get, okay? So with that being said, love, peace, and stay strapped.